Number, how to learn quickly like a prodigy. Have you ever spent hours studying something, only to forget it the next day? Have you ever watched someone learn a language in a few months, master a skill in record time, or remember information effortlessly and wondered, how do they do that? Do you ever feel like your brain just isn't built for learning? Like everyone else got the upgrade and you somehow missed it? Here's the truth. The difference between average learners and prodigies is usually not intelligence. It's not genetics, and it's definitely not luck. The difference is the system. Most people try to force information into their brains. Prodigies create conditions that make learning easier. Think about it. A farmer doesn't force a seed to grow. He creates the right environment. Sunlight, water, healthy soil, and growth happens naturally. Your brain works the same way. When the conditions are right, learning becomes faster, easier, and more enjoyable. Today, you're going to discover some of the most powerful learning principles used by top performers, memory champions, and fast learners. And by the end of this video, you'll realize something important. You don't need a better brain. You need a better learning system. Let's begin. The first thing most people get wrong is what happens after studying. Most people think learning happens when they're reading, but that's only part of the process. Real learning happens when your brain processes and stores information. And one of the most powerful tools for that process is sleep. Have you ever stayed up late, studying for a test, only to forget most of it the next day? You're not alone. Sleep is when your brain strengthens memories and organizes information. Think of studying as writing a document. Sleep is clicking the save button. Without sleep, the file never gets fully stored. This is why many high performers review important information before bed. Not for hours, just a focused review. Then they let sleep do the heavy lifting. Your goal isn't to learn while sleeping. Your goal is to prepare your brain before sleeping, because a rested brain learns faster than an exhausted one. The next lesson is something most people never consider. Stop depending on perfect conditions. Many people say, I can only study when it's completely quiet. Really? What happens when life gets noisy? What happens when your future workplace isn't silent? What happens when distractions appear? Your focus collapses because your focus was dependent on the environment. Prodigies train differently. They don't train only in perfect conditions. They train their ability to focus despite distractions. Try this. Play soft coffee shop sounds while studying. Maybe some rain sounds. Maybe gentle background noise. At first, it feels harder. Then something interesting happens. Your brain adapts. It becomes better at filtering out distractions. Eventually, your concentration becomes portable. You can focus almost anywhere. And that's a superpower in today's world. Now, let's talk about one of the strangest learning hacks you'll ever hear. Your senses. Have you ever smelled something and instantly remembered a moment from years ago? Maybe a perfume, a bakery, a classroom, a certain meal. That's because memory and sensory information are deeply connected. Your brain links experiences to sights, sounds, smells, and emotions. Smart learners use this to create stronger memories. Imagine chewing cinnamon gum while learning vocabulary. Later, before an exam, you chew the same gum. Suddenly, recall feels easier. Why? Because your brain associates the smell and taste with the learning session. The same principle works with music, colors, location, even clothing. Have you ever noticed that some places make you feel productive, while others make you feel lazy? That's not random. Your brain creates associations constantly. Use that to your advantage. Another technique used by memory champions is something called a memory palace. At first, it sounds ridiculous, but it works because your brain naturally remembers locations. Think about your home. You know exactly where the refrigerator is, the bathroom, the front door, the couch. You didn't memorize those locations. Your brain mapped them automatically. Now imagine attaching information to those locations. Your front door becomes your most important task. Your kitchen becomes a key formula. Your bedroom becomes a historical event. As you mentally walk through your house, the information appears. It's like turning your home into a giant filing cabinet for your brain. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly remembered something because you saw a familiar object? That's the same principle. Your brain loves locations. Use them. Now let's talk about a mistake almost every student makes. Studying one thing for hours. Think about it. After an hour or two, your attention starts dropping. Your brain becomes tired. You reread the same sentence 3 times. And suddenly, learning feels impossible. Here's a better strategy. Study one subject for 10 minutes, then switch again. This is called interleaving. Instead of exhausting one mental pathway, you're constantly activating different parts of your brain. It's like cross-training in fitness. Different exercises, different muscles, better results. Have you ever noticed how a workout feels easier when you change exercises? Learning works the same way. Your brain stays engaged because novelty keeps it awake. Now here's a principle that separates average learners from exceptional learners. Stop consuming information. Start interacting with it. Most people read, watch, highlight, and that's where they stop. But reading isn't learning. Watching isn't learning. Recognition isn't learning. Real learning happens when you force yourself to retrieve information. Ask yourself, can I explain this? Can I teach this? Can I simplify this? If you can't explain something simply, you probably don't understand it deeply enough. The fastest learners constantly test themselves. Not because testing is fun, because retrieval strengthens memory. Every time you pull information from your brain, you strengthen the pathway. Think of it like lifting weights. The more you use the pathway, the stronger it becomes. Now let's address something that secretly destroys learning: waiting for motivation. Many people believe they need to feel motivated before they begin. That's backwards. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Have you ever avoided studying because you didn't feel like it, then finally started, and suddenly found yourself completely focused? That's because momentum creates energy. The hardest part is starting. Once you begin, your brain adapts. The fastest learners understand this. They don't wait to feel inspired. They create momentum first. Then, motivation follows. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Most people think learning is about intelligence. But intelligence alone isn't enough. A genius with terrible habits will struggle. An average person with a powerful learning system can achieve incredible results. That's because systems beat motivation. Systems beat talent. Systems beat willpower. When your learning process becomes automatic, success becomes predictable. And that's exactly what prodigies understand. They don't rely on inspiration. They rely on systems. Better sleep, better focus, better memory strategies, better consistency, and over time, those small advantages become enormous. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Prodigies are not magical. They're not superheroes. They're not operating with alien technology. They're simply using their brains more effectively. And you can learn to do the same. So let me ask you something. What if you've never had a learning problem? What if you've simply been using a system that was never designed to help you learn efficiently? That's good news. Because systems can change. Habits can change. Results can change. You don't need a higher IQ. You don't need a photographic memory. You don't need special talent. You just need better methods. Now be honest. Do you struggle with remembering information? Do you get distracted while studying? Do you spend hours learning and still feel like you're not making progress? If that's you, comment below. I'm learning smarter. I want to know who's ready to upgrade their learning system. And tell me this, which technique surprised you the most? The sleep strategy? The sensory memory trick? The memory palace? Or interleaving? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video gave you a new way to think about learning, hit the like button. It helps more people discover these strategies. And if you want more videos about learning faster, improving focus, building discipline, and unlocking your full potential, subscribe to the channel. Because the people who win in life aren't always the smartest. They're usually the fastest learners. Remember, prodigies don't have different brains. They have different systems. Change your system, and you change your future. Start today.